What is going on, everybody? It's time for another list. The other day I did a list on reasons not to live in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. As always, I take a look at the other side of any subject. So today we take a look at reasons why you should live in Philly. Philadelphia is one of the most historic cities in the world. There are hundreds of things that I could put in this list that are positive about Philly, but that video would be way too long. And nobody's got 3 hours to listen to me babble. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to list the 10 that I've experienced and enjoyed on my trips to the city of brotherly love. So let's get going. Here's my top 10 reasons to live in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Number 10. It's a city of firsts. Philadelphia is the city of firsts. The city is home to America's first zoo. It also is the home of the first hospital and, obviously, first medical school. It hosted America's first birthday party, first daily newspaper, first public school. It was also the very first planned city in the U.S. The list goes on. Number 9. Cheesesteak. There are only 2 places that I've ever considered traveling across country to eat a local delicacy. Chicago for Chicago-style pizza, and Philly for the Philly cheesesteak sandwich. Philadelphians Pat and Harry Oliveri are often credited with inventing the sandwich by serving chopped steak on an Italian roll in the early 1930s. I would just like to stop and thank Pat and Harry for this wonderful invention. To me, it's right up there with the microchip. Number 8. Freedom of choice. Philadelphia is a decisively gay-friendly place. The gayborhood, as they proudly refer to it, has been officially recognized by the city, which attached rainbow flags to many of the area's street signs back in 2000, 2010, 2007, pretty much all of the 2000s. Some people in Philly might not be on board with this, but the typical Philly resident has an attitude like this. You sleep with who you want, it's none of my business. I don't care who you sleep with, you shouldn't care who I sleep with. Obviously, I'm generalizing here, so please, no need to leave any comment telling me how you and your only 2 friends happen to hate gays and the whole LGBT community, and one of your friends happens to be a labradoodle named Charlie. Just stop typing. Number 7. Beer. Benjamin Franklin said it best. Beer is living proof that God loves us and wants us to be happy. I'm kind of on board with that. I like beer. Philly has a lot of it. A lot of really good beer. They call themselves the best city to have a beer. I could see that. That makes sense. Now, they have some really funky liquor laws and very expensive licenses for businesses like restaurants to have alcohol. So a lot of restaurants are BYOB. You could walk in there with a 6-pack of beer, have a nice dinner, and drink your own beer, not get charged for beer. Well, obviously, when you bought it from the store, you got charged. But anyway, so that's kind of weird. And not only that, many of the homes in Philly have basement bars. And a lot of people take a lot of pride in them and really fix them up nice. It's kind of cool. Number 6. It's bikeable. According to Bicycling Magazine, Philadelphia has the most bicycle commuters per capita of the 10 largest cities in the United States, and one of the highest percentage of female cyclists nationwide. Fairmount Park has 215 miles of recreational and mountain bike trails for you to enjoy. And there's another 22 miles of road in Valley Forge that's mostly paid for road biking. It's a good place to ride a bike. Except in winter. Probably not a good idea. Number 5. Natural disaster free zone. Philadelphia has no earthquakes, hurricanes, tsunamis, or Kathy Griffin. Other than the occasional blizzard, you really don't have to give the big ones much thought. They just don't have earthquakes. They're too far inland for hurricanes, tsunamis, and Kathy Griffin. If you decide to move to Philadelphia, you're in the clear. One less thing to worry about. Number 4. Sports fans. Now, I talked about the fans being bad in my Worst of Philly video. They also made it on the best list because of their love and passion for the sports that they follow. They're some of the best fans any place. Now, if you show up at an Eagles game wearing a Giants or Cowboys jersey, all bets are off. They could be a-holes then. But in Philadelphia, their teams are their teams. Not many people don't root for the hometown team in Philly. That's just a fact. Number 3. Affordable housing. Now this one's really strange for a major U.S. city. The median home price in the Philadelphia area is $240,000, which is considerably less than the New York area at $440,000. Now, that's an average. When I brought this whole thing up in my Houston videos, I had to explain math to a bunch of people, basically. Now, in addition to the homes ready to be moved into at $240,000, there's plenty of Philly homes perfectly priced for those looking to have a fixer-upper. You'll find some really good deals. Now, not that dollar down Detroit fixer-upper, but you'll still find some really good deals. Number 2. Museums. Philadelphia is the home of the country's first private museum. Saying they have too many museums is like saying you have too many Christmas presents. Most people think that's impossible. Philly runs the risk of having too many museums. They have a lot. They have all the normal types of museum and then some. Some of the more diverse options include the Barnes Foundation, the Please Touch Me Museum, which is for little kids, not the bar scene, and the African American Museum, the National Museum for American Jewish History, the University of Pennsylvania Museum of Archaeology and Anthropology, the Academy of Natural Science, the National Constitution Center, the Historical Society of Pennsylvania, the Firemen's Hall Museum, yada yada yada. They have too many to name. And number 1, a place for history nerds. If you're a history nerd like myself, you need to log into Airbnb right now, find a place, and stay a week or two so you could visit half the history in Philadelphia. This city is where the United States was formed. Sure, they have great historical events elsewhere in the U.S., but Philly is where our forefathers took a feather, dipped it in some ink, and started making rules that we still follow to this day. At least for the most part to this day. My advice to anyone that enjoys history or has kids that do, go to Philadelphia before Washington, D.C. Now, they have great monuments and stuff in Washington, D.C., and all that's really nice, but the history is in Philadelphia. I've enjoyed every trip I have ever made to this city. I'm sure you will too. And the Liberty Bell is there. Make sure you stop by and see that. A lot of people forget that one for some reason. That's a very important thing to see. It's in all the books when you're growing up and you learn American history and all that. But a lot of people don't stop by that. Stop by that. Check it out. Show the kids. Just stay away from some of the neighborhoods. I have another video coming out next week, and that'll list some of the neighborhoods and places you should stay away from. But go there, enjoy it, learn something. You'll thank me for it later. Alright, so that's the top 10 reasons to live in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave me a comment. Tell me which ones you would have put on there. Now, these are just the ones I felt could go on there. I'm sure there's 1,000,001 other things that other people, I'd love to hear it. Don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. Like I always say, I'm trying to get to 100,000 in 2018. Got a long way to go. Share this on your social media, your Twitter, your Facebook, whatever you can. Anything would help. I'm going to leave some links below for some great books about Philadelphia that I've read. So click on those, pick them up on Amazon, on your tablet, whatever you want to do. Everybody have a great day and be nice to each other.